Go ahead and select the page elements where we've got the input. We're going to be listening for an on change as well as a key press that whenever the change value for the input type changes, then we're going to make a new list within the output area. I'm also going to set this to a type of number, and then within the JavaScript code, we'll get the value for the numbers, the input element, and also for the output area. Select the element with a class of output, and for the my value, add an event listener, and the event that we're going to be listening for is going to be change. And run this as an anonymous function, so whenever that changes, we're going to update the contents of output. So first of all, let's create an unordered list, and then we're going to add a number of list items in there. So using the document, create an element and create an unordered list. And then for the main, append the new unordered list to it. It's going to be a simple exercise where we're going to be using the input field value, and if this number changes, then create a number of list items that's going to correspond to the value that's within the input field. Dynamically change every time this value within the input field changes. We need to get the number, and we first need to check if this is going to be numeric. So just within the console log, we'll use the is none, which will return back if the value is not a number, and getting the value of my val, and returning this back. So we want to also check to see if it is a number, so return back true if it is a number. So let's see what happens when we add in a value and this comes back true. So that means that we can use this in order to create the elements. So now that we do have a numeric value, we can create a for loop, looping through while the value of I is less than the value of my val, and then we'll increment it by 1. And then creating the list items that we're going to append to the unordered list using the document create element. And the elements that we're creating are going to be list items. The list items are going to have a text content, and we can just use the string value of the integer, of the index value, in order to have some text content for the list items, and then take the unordered list and append the newly created list items to it. So now we go in here, we enter in a numeric value, and that's going to create a list, an unordered list of list items that's going to correspond to the number. So whatever value we change that to, it's going to create a new list. And if we want to clear out what we currently have within main, we can clear that as we run the event listener and set the inner HTML and set that to just be empty. So that will clear out any of the content that's currently contained within there. And now every time we add in a new value within the input field, that's going to create the corresponding number of list items that we've specified. And it's only when we change the value. So if this value doesn't change, click off of it, and it's not going to invoke this event listener to it.